So we got our first Shador Sanders sighting yesterday when he entered the game in the third quarter after Dillon Gabriel suffered a concussion, and his debut did not go as planned. Shedeur was sacked twice, completed just 4 of 16 passes, and threw an interception as the Ravens scored 13 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to secure the 23-16 victory. After the game, Kevin Stefanski confirmed that Shedeur has not had any reps with the first team before taking the field on Sunday. And so now who are we blaming? Is it Shador Sanders not looking prepared, or perhaps maybe the Browns not having him well enough prepared?
I'm definitely blaming Kevin Stefanski and his offensive coordinator. What the hell is going on? You know what? Listen, you're the QB too. Shouldn't you have reps? Correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, we watched a lot of quarterback play over the years. We've seen people inept. We understand limited skill level and stuff like that. What's rare to see is a quarterback that looked grossly ill prepared to be on the football field. I'm talking about schematically. Really, you complete the first couple of passes, and then after that, you can't find anybody. It made no sense to me. I found it to be very, very suspicious. That's not to big up Shador Sanders by any way. All right, he's got a lot to prove, and but also what alarmed me is that you're Kevin Stefanski, and you know that Dillon Gabriel is in concussion protocol, and you automatically declare him as the starter next week. Why would you do that? You know, he said he'd be there next week. He's our guy. That's what he said after the game. Why? You don't know if he's going to be available. You don't know. So why would you say that? It just seemed very eerily suspicious to me. I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah, let me talk about some of the reps that I've seen just constantly get talked about really since this is going on, and Cam can speak to it as well. I was a backup for 99% of my career. I would go weeks upon months without getting reps with the starters. I would just take
QB2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, maybe a little bit more as I got older and I was into 10, 12 years, even less reps. When I was younger, and this is a little bit unique situation because Dillon is the starter. He's also a rookie, so I'm sure the Browns are trying to get him as much reps as possible. Do I find it odd that Shedeur hasn't had a single snap with the starters?
Not one?
Yes. I think Wyatt Teller had said coming out of halftime, it was the first time that the starting offensive line had heard Shedeur's cadence. I think that's odd, yes. But the fact that he hasn't, this reps thing has become this massive conversation. It's more common than not for the backup to not get any reps with the starting group than it is for them to get 4 or 5 reps at practice. And so I don't think that's like this outrageous thing. Shedeur's going to have to play better. He saw things he's never seen before. He felt speed he's never felt before. Credit Baltimore's defense. But I don't think the reps thing is a lot of what the conversation has been made out to be.
Cam.
All right. I'll put it this way. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do not think Kevin Stefanski wants Shador Sanders to succeed in Cleveland. The reason being is, don't tell me what he said, don't tell me what he's saying. I'm going off of actions. All right, let's go off actions. The actions is, if I'm Shedeur or if I'm a Shador Sanders fan, I would not want him to take the field because that's going to consistently be the display we're going to see. It doesn't matter if it's Deshaun Watson. It doesn't matter if it's Shedeur Sanders. It doesn't matter if it's Dillon Gabriel. It doesn't matter if it's Dan Orlovsky. It doesn't matter if it's Cam Newton. You need help in Cleveland when you have a quarterback that's still making $46 million on your roster and he's not healthy. That impacts the talent that's around him. They are not a good team. Right. But this is the thing that really irks me the most, is because he doesn't get any reps. Circa 2015, circa when Cam Newton was the MVP, circa when, hey, my backup for majority of my career was probably the biggest blessing of my career to have a veteran in Derek Anderson. Ron Rivera still knew we're one play away, kid, from you not being available. We would have anywhere from 6 to 12 reps in every single practice that allowed Derek to still have an ability to say, hey, if it goes, how it goes. Now, granted, some will say, well, Cam, you played the position any different. Well, what is that to say about Brock Purdy? Well, what is that to say about any other quarterback that's here? You plan for the what ifs in this league. You don't know if you're going to have your quarterback. What about Joe Burrow? So for him to not have any reps, for him to have this to be his first time that he's taking first team reps where individuals don't even know your snap count or your cadence, that is like, yo, bro, what are we doing here? Like you don't control the team's whole overall existence by not allowing individuals to get better. As a head coach, you are responsible for these things. You are responsible for how your team operates and executes, and you also are responsible for each player's development. If you're not developing players, no matter if it's a starter, a free agent, or a second-round player or third-round, you're not doing your job. Kevin Stefanski, bro, that's unacceptable, and I'm going to tell you that on national TV. That's a fileable offense for so many other reasons because, like, what are we doing? You're not developing the guys right, and you're putting all your eggs in Dylan Gabriel? Come on, dog.
Last word, Dan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with Cam. I think it's odd. The only thing is, I don't think Kevin Stefanski's got this ulterior motive of not wanting to see Shedeur have success. He might have gone about this differently and probably should have given him more reps. But it would be odd to me that Kevin Stefanski would have this ulterior motive for Shedeur not to do well.
I'm questioning that now only because he's a coach of the year, Tom Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing
Sure.
on the NFL level. I find it odd that this kind of mistake is being made with Shador Sanders. I'm very suspicious about it because Kevin Stefanski is a knowledgeable football mind and an accomplished head coach.
Last word here, Kim. Hurry up. Go ahead.
So I'll ask you this question. When Joe Flacco was there, did Dylan Gabriel get any first-team reps? Thank you.
I can't answer
I don't know that
I
answer.
don't know. I don't know, but I know he got more first-team reps in the summer during training camp to Dylan Gabriel, and it didn't sound like Shedeur did until he got that one.
He was the
start,
backup.
So, right. Exactly.
My point for saying that is Dylan Gabriel was the backup then, and he was giving him first-team reps. So why not give the backup now first-team reps?
I think it's weird. And I think the thing that blew this whole thing open was when they said the offensive line hadn't heard the cadence. Until then, I don't think that was what was weird, I think, for everybody. All right, coming up, Dak Prescott against Brock Bowers tonight on Monday Night Football. Are we looking at an upset brewing? Who's favored? I'm assuming the Cowboys.
I would imagine
an upset seems
Well, let's tell you, we'll see them on Get Up at 8 a.m. Eastern. Are the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs? Is that what's happening here?
Listen, I think their aura is gone. No one is scared of the Chiefs. Like all that, eight consecutive AFC, title game. Nobody cares. The way the Denver Broncos came at Patrick Mahomes, like, we don't care. We don't care about any of that stuff. We're gonna treat you the way that we treat everybody else. And so I look at the Chiefs and I'm just like, I don't know if they're gonna make it. I really don't.
But saying their aura is gone is a bold, big statement that you're making right now. Because we never saw that with your former team in New England. Like through that 20-year run, the aura was never gone.
People were always afraid of Tom Brady and that team.
They're not afraid of the Chiefs.
What do you think caused that?
I just think that it comes a point in time where I think like last year they were living on edge last year. Last year they were winning all those one-possession games, the one-score games. This year, they're like 0 for 5 in one-score games. And so I think people are just looking at this team and it's like, okay, it's time. It's time. This team is no better than us. Somebody's got to go in here and slay this dragon, and it's got to be us. And I think like the Denver Broncos came in that game yesterday, like, look, they're not better than us. We're playing at home, and we need to go ahead and put it out there on tape, and that's what they did. And I think everyone else is going to start treating the Kansas City Chiefs like that.
Do you think it's the way the Eagles crushed them in the Super Bowl?
That could have some residual effect. It could. I mean, the Eagles absolutely dominated them.
And all of a sudden,
Dominated
if you're
them.
another team, you're like, look, the blueprint's there.
It is. I mean, people just listen. You got to have the horses to be able to go up there and try to replicate. I mean, it starts up front, but we all know the Denver.
Was the pun intended?
With the Broncos?
But we know that the Denver Broncos have the quote unquote horses up front to get after Patrick Mahomes.
All right, Damian, I want to ask you about another big game in Week 11. Seattle Seahawks took the L yesterday down in L.A. Sam Darnold, the last two games in SoFi Stadium, has had 6 turnovers.
Yeah.
What should the concern level be for the Seahawks about their quarterback?
I think it's a bad sign. And there's not a bigger fan of the Seattle Seahawks. I love the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Did you see their defense yesterday?
Oh, they were flying around.
They're flying around.
The game
four turnovers, and they still had a chance to win the game in the end.
Shouldn't be that close.
It shouldn't even be that close. But I say it's a bad sign. Go back to the playoff game last year.
Yeah.
Where they played the Rams in Arizona. Okay, he was awful in that game. Played his game yesterday, awful in that game. So I think the Sam Darnold truthers out there, the guys who people are like, see, that's the Sam we know. That's the Sam that we know right there. The guy that's, quote unquote, seeing ghosts and turning the ball over and stuff like that. I think I need to see him in a big game. I need to see him come through in a big game because everything else it's there for the Seahawks. They are very, very good.
A lot of what you just said applies to the Philadelphia Eagles as well. The defense flying around. The defense played unbelievable last night versus the Lions. The offense still trying to find that consistent rhythm. Any concerns about that? Or are you looking at them saying they're the defending Super Bowl champions, they'll figure it out?
There's always concern about the Eagles offense. But look, make no mistake about it. The Eagles win. They know how to win. Not only do they know how to win, they beat good teams. Just go look at their schedule. Look how many good teams the Eagles have beaten just this season.
Chiefs, Rams, Packers, Lions.
The list goes on and on. They know they're good in situations, and their defense is just top notch. And that trade with Jalen Phillips,
he's been
look at the impact he's made on that defense in a short time with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's been really good.
We're talking with Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst here on Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. So with that said, the most likely NFC team to beat Philadelphia in the postseason would be?
I'll go Rams.
Even though they haven't had the success against them.
I'll go Rams.
They ain't won in the last 4 times they played them.
I know.
Fifth time's the charm. You know the old saying.
I know.
That's what Dan Campbell thought last night.
I know. I'm going to go Rams because I love where their defense is at, and I trust Stafford more.
He's now the ESPN bet favorite for the MVP. Can I throw a wild card at you? And you guys may all laugh at me, but if they're healthy, San Francisco.
I knew you were going to say it.
Well, because CC has brought up all show how much success the Eagles have had against the NFC teams that they are competing with. Tampa, the Rams, the Packers, the Seahawks. What you just said, Damian, is dead on, in my opinion. You cannot assume Darnold plays well in a big game. Well, who's the one team that's in the playoffs that's not afraid of a big game?
I would say, here's what I would say. I think Kyle Shanahan, this is his best coaching job in his career. Literally, if you look at all the injuries that the 49ers have sustained, for them to be 7-4 right now is amazing. But I also think they sustained too much. Nick Bosa being out, Fred Warner out for the year. That's significant if you're going up against a Philadelphia Eagles team where you're going to need all hands on deck. So I love the coaching job and how hard those guys are playing. I just don't think they have enough horses to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Damian, nobody had it on the board that through Week 11 the Chicago Bears would be sitting atop the NFC North. What did you make of their come-from-behind win yesterday? And do you anticipate that they can keep pace in the NFC North race?
I thought the Chicago Bears been playing Bears football. And what I mean by that is the defense creates turnovers. Caleb is managing the game well. They're playing what I call complementary football, offense, defense, special teams. They've been doing that. People who playing devil advocate, people are like, well, who have they played? People will point to their schedule. By the way, J.J. McCarthy was awful yesterday. He was absolutely